Wonder if he remembers where his office is.
I'm telling you, he must be worried. If he came to Eden, he is really worried.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I almost think it makes him look worse because then people say it's been about 6 or 7 years since he's been in that parade.
Yeah, nobody's seen him in years. Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. So there's some snow outside. Not much. Not much. Not where I live. But there is some snow outside. I know some of you have a goodly amount of snow, and some of you, like me, have a measly amount of snow. But that's how it is in the weather game. Weather game. You can give us a call. Our phone number is up there somewhere that you can call. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. And we had a caller on the phone, and then the caller did not stay on the phone, but the caller can call back if you'd like to. Or if you weren't the caller, you can also call. There was many possibilities here. Let's try this one. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark from Maydan.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good. Yeah, I got a few things to tell you about. You got a paper and your book open.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on. This one I just found out yesterday.
Okay.
December 20th. Free chicken and dumplings to people who sports the Maydan Boy Scouts.
Free. Hey, hold up. Free chicken and dumplings to people who support the Maydan Boy Scouts.
Yeah, that's December 20th. It's going to be at the Maydan Boy Scout hut on 4th Avenue.
Okay. Now, how do you qualify? Is this for folks who have made a contribution or helped out the Boy Scouts with something?
Only thing I know, she said that just bring your own bowl and bring your pot, whatever you want to put it in, and they'll give it to you.
Okay.
And I got a name and number. That way, anybody has any questions about it.
All right.
It's Kathy and Ricky Martin.
Kathy
and the number.
Ricky Martin.
Yeah, the number is the same one I gave it, 336 949 4248.
336 949. And then what?
4248.
4248. Okay, free chicken and dumplings on December 20th. Good deal.
And then I got a shoe. Shoe's going to be February 7th. That's David Manuel. He's going to have one at the community building in Sandy Ridge.
Sandy Ridge Community Building, February 7th.
7th. That's David Manuel. And I think it's $7 a quart.
Okay.
And you can call David at 336.
Okay.
871
871
3821.
3821. 336 871 3821. Stu at Sandy Ridge Community Building, February 7th. I got it.
Yeah, and don't forget David Manuel. That way everybody knows who to call.
David Manuel. Okay.
And the Maydan Boy Scouts, I told you that that guy Ricky told me that it's supposed to be February 14th, the second weekend in February, but they don't know. It may be the first week in February. That they ain't got a date yet.
All right.
On their next due.
Let us know when they have a date.
Okay.
All right.
And have you seen any highlights of the Kennedy Center honors of KISS and all them yesterday? You seen it on YouTube yet?
I saw Paul Stanley. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Yeah, I saw Paul Stanley. I think it's the first time. I don't know this for a fact. It might be the first time I've seen Paul Stanley dressed up like that without his face paint.
Oh yeah. It gets so dressed up and stuff though on a few things. Well, they had an album out called Dress to Kill, and it was all dressed up and had the makeup on.
Well, yeah, but he was dressed up without the makeup yesterday, or when I saw him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ken.
Well, thank you, Mark. We appreciate it. Mark informing us about these culinary opportunities, free chicken and dumplings for supporters of the Maydan Boy Scouts. That's at the Maydan Boy Scout hut on December 20th. Bring a bowl, they said, and they'll supply you. Also, February 7th, a stew at the Sandy Ridge Community Building. Call David Manuel at 336-871-3821 for more information. It's $7 a quart, we think. So thanks to Mark from Maydan for helping us out with those things. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Well, good evening to you. Do you see us in Danville?
Yes, we see you loud and clear.
All right. You got any snow?
Well, it's been a good day. It's been snowing, but it did not affect my day. Went in, got my job done, got everything straight, ready to rock and roll out of there.
Well, I know it didn't affect your job because I think you have that, don't you, on Bojangles? Don't you have up on the front of the building, neither rain nor sleet nor gloom of night shall stay these employers from swift completion of their appointed tasks? Isn't that the motto?
We get the job done.
All right. Well, yeah, I knew it was one of those two. So it's we get the job done. Excellent.
Yeah, we had to throw down a lot of sheetrock. I mean, a lot
Not
of
sheetrock. Rock salt.
yeah, rock salt. We had to throw a lot of that down today.
Yeah.
I think we used about 10 bags.
Yeah, I used to have to do that at Hardee's when it would ice or snow. Um, that was got me out of the building for a while, so I kind of enjoyed it.
Well, I let the other guy do it, and I stayed in and put the truck up, the last part of it.
All right. Well, you're the supervisor, so I mean, it wouldn't be appropriate for you to be out there throwing salt. That's for underlings like I was to do that.
Well, it wasn't my idea; it was the manager's idea.
Well, whose ever idea it was. I'm glad somebody did that. So, how much snow ended up on the ground in Danville?
Well, if I saw the news right, 2 inches.
Okay, well, that sounds pretty good. We didn't get anything. We don't. I don't even have the ground covered at my house. I have a couple of areas where there is some snow, but it didn't quite cover the ground.
Well, excuse me. I got to go in and do windows in the morning.
Oh, really? Okay. It's important to clean
Yeah,
the
somebody.
windows so people can see in,
Well,
people can see out.
well, I'm only doing the inside. It's too cold to do the outside.
Well, if you only clean one side of the windows, then they're not really clean, are they?
Oh yeah, they are. It'll be too cold to do the outside.
Too cold to do the. Oh yeah, so the water would freeze.
Yeah, I don't have no. I've been using rubbing alcohol to mix with the water. I mean, with the glass cleaner to keep it from freezing. But I ran out.
Okay. Well, maybe the truck will bring in some more on the next truck.
Well, we can't order it. It has to be. I can go to the store and get it if I want some.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you get reimbursed?
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well, I can get an extra meal. I can get a little extra meal for it.
Oh well, heck, that's better. That's better than getting better than money. Food's better than money. You can live on food. You can't live on money.
Well, no comment. Well,
Okay.
I sent my lady friend in the Philippines some pictures of it snowing here. I sent a video, then a still picture to her.
I guess she's never seen snow.
I don't think they have seen snow in the Philippines.
I don't think it snows a lot in the Philippines now that you've mentioned
it. Yes, I know that. That's why I sent her the pictures.
Well, what'd she think?
Well, she's not online tonight, so she's probably busy working. I told her if she has to do work and stuff, I will not bother her. I give her space.
I think that's fair and wise.
Yeah, when a happy girlfriend means a happy boyfriend.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I don't have any objection to that.
Well, I'm still trying to push the Chucky Chicken thing with her.
All right, now you might want to get up on the Chucky Chicken thing. I don't think she's going to go for that.
Well, I decided to keep my Undertaker belt here.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned that. I think that's also wise. Clearly, she's not interested in having the Undertaker belt in her life.
Nope, she says she wants me, not the belt. The belt can go wherever it wants to
All right. Well, that's fine.
do.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
I'm not
think you.
giving. I'm not giving the belt up.
Well, wait a minute. You say you're not giving it up, but you said you're going to leave it here.
I am leaving it here, and we're going to make sure it stays here.
Oh, okay. All right. So you
But
wouldn't like dedicate it to the historical museum or anything like that.
No, I told my godson when I pass away to make sure he puts it in my coffin with me.
Okay. All right. That's dedication. That really is. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but at least I can take something with me.
How would you like a Tom Brady jersey in there with you too?
That ain't gonna happen.
Just checking. Thanks for calling.
Bye, sir.
Good night. Phone line is open. There's a number up there that you can call. That number. You can also email us at keneccleslive@gmail.com. Love to hear from you either by phone or by email, whichever works best for you. I have, as I was telling him, we had a lot of snow fall here. I don't know how much snow fell. It was a lot of snow. It snowed for a long, long time at a pretty good rate. But most of it disappeared on contact with the ground. So as mentioned, my yard is not even covered. It was not enough. It wasn't even enough to hide the leaf. I still have some leaves in my yard. I haven't been raking all that energetically, but it wasn't enough to cover the leaves. And I was kind of disappointed because I thought we were going to get a really, really not big, but at least a significant accumulation of snow today. It didn't work out that way, but maybe next year, or maybe the year after that. We shall see. Let's see, we got an email or two to look at over here. If I can get the right phone in front of me. This emailer says, Ken, I have a question. Do snakes hibernate? Do snakes hibernate, meaning hibernate? No, I don't think snakes hibernate. I don't think they do. I think they take a break in winter. I think they probably slow down and they get somewhere. A snake will have somewhere to get in the ground or under a thing somewhere. I think they get somewhere and they just kind of take it easy. Maybe they nap and they don't do much. But I don't believe, and somebody can check me on this, I don't think snakes hibernate. I don't think you're going to see a snake unless you go looking for one in particular, because they're not out there crawling around on the ground and through the weeds and bushes the way they might be if it was July. But they are awake, sort of awake and sort of aware all winter, just not doing a whole lot unless you disturb them. And I would suggest that you not disturb them. But no, they don't. I'm pretty sure snakes do not hibernate. If I'm wrong, I'm confident that somebody's going to point that out to me very quickly if I am wrong. This one says, Ken, I still have not seen the Reidsville Parade. Now, this is becoming a problem here. I still have not seen the Reidsville Parade on the Star News streaming app, nor have I seen the Draper Parade. But the Martinsville Parade has been on again and again. We need to get something done about that. And how much snow up in Eden today? I'll get back to snow in a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening to you, Ken.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, sir. I hope you are.
I am. Thanks.
Too hard,
Okay.
but I'd like to give this message to your viewers.
Okay.
I don't think you are a particularly good resource regarding the out of doors.
Why would you say such a thing?
Well, at the end of your conversation last week about deer and your conversation about snakes a few minutes ago leads me to believe that you're probably not an outdoorsman.
You're not going to tell me that deer hibernate.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I am going to tell you that snakes enter into a state that would be referred to as a torpor.
A torpor.
They don't truly hibernate, but they enter into a torpor.
You know, I think I've been in a torpor a few times myself. So
and they gather together in den sites, at times in very large groups.
Really?
You will not find them out and about in the woods or your yard or your driveway or wherever this time of year.
Well, that's
unless you go digging underground to find their den sites, you're not going to find a snake right now.
Oh, that's what I said, isn't it?
Well, kind of, but not really. You kind of implied that they're still out there in your backyard. They're just not moving very much.
Okay, well, so they get together. They gather the family and I guess and other snakes that they have something in common with, and they go they torpor. They get in a torpor.
It's a state of. It's actually it's not a true hibernation like bears enter into, for example.
Okay. Well, I think I was right about that.
And they do become quite inactive in cold weather. They are not hibernating. If you go into one of their den sites, they're all balled up in a big mass.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, at times, they are snakes of different species in the same den site.
Really? Interesting.
Contrary to the opinion that one snake hunts another snake, and if you see a certain snake, you won't find the other. None of that's true. In fact, they do, in fact, den up together at times in the wintertime.
But now, suppose, let's get back to this other thing, and I think I said this too. If you were to happen upon a den full of snakes in torpor, if you disturbed them, though, they would get a little bit active, wouldn't they?
They have the ability to move around, but like all reptiles, they can't move very fast. They're cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they are susceptible to the temperatures out of doors. So they have to find an area that stays above freezing to spend the winter.
Hence
Otherwise,
the ground.
Right. Hence underground.
Okay.
Or in caves or sites similar to that.
Now, when do they come out of torpor?
When the weather warms up in the spring and they can come out and about, moving around again.
Okay. All right. So no, snakes do not hibernate, but they do shut down, sort of.
Yeah, pretty much. They go into, you could call it suspended animation or something like that, I guess,
All right. Well, that works for me. Now, what about deer? How did I transgress when I was talking about deer?
Well, so many different things about deer, and all right, I'll give you this as an example.
All right.
I took a job at a facility where a staff member who'd been there for a long time fed the feral cats.
Mm-hmm.
And when I took the job there, I became aghast at such behavior and said, you have to stop. And my boss, the executive director, said, you have to leave him alone. And I said, but. And he said, no buts. I said, all right, fine. So a few months went by, and this gentleman kept feeding the cats the feral cats outside. He put a dish of food out like many people do.
Mm-hmm.
I came into work one morning to find an ungodly stench throughout the building, my office, the area around, and anything else you touched inside that building.
Stench.
A staff member had left work the night before, opened the door where that food bowl was, and there was a skunk feeding.
Oh gosh. Mm.
I said to the folks gathered, told you so. Here's what happens when I would ask, you might want to talk to somebody that has a game camera and see if you can borrow a trail camera for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And set that up in your backyard, looking at that food dish that somebody's feeding out there,
Mm-hmm.
and get an honest to God look at what actually goes to that food bowl.
Oh, I know what I see a lot of things out there.
Creatures coming to my back door.
Mm-hmm. I see cats out there, for one thing. I know that skunks come out there, and groundhogs come out there, and raccoons come out there, and deer come out there, and who knows what else.
Did you also know that skunks are the major vector for rabies?
I did know that. We make sure we never approach a skunk.
Do you realize that the skunks are feeding in the same bowl those feral cats are feeding from?
Yes, they are.
Touche. So
Okay.
ponder that.
Right.
And the reality is, in regards to deer, the reason why you're seeing deer isn't because they're afraid of you. It's exactly the opposite. They become accustomed to you and your behaviors and your patterns and your timings.
Sure.
They
Sure.
They have adapted to the environment they're forced to be in. Your other caller was right.
Mm-hmm.
The deer are there because they're losing their environment. Yeah, and they're also eating at a rate greater than ever before.
I said that. I acknowledged that.
So yeah, you got to. You know what's interesting, Ken? Did you realize that in 1933 deer were extinct in the state of Virginia?
I did know that. Yes, that's something I did know because I did a story about that one time.
And now you can't grow a garden without a 6-foot fence in the state of Virginia.
Nope. No. And I know they're plentiful. They have to be somewhere. You cut down the trees, then they have to be in your yard. But they are still afraid of me, though. If I go out there, they'll run away.
If you go out there and do something different, I'll give you a story. On the family farm, if you were out doing farmer work on the tractor,
Mm-hmm.
the deer would pick up their head and look at you for a minute or two and then put their head right back down and go back to feeding right out in the middle of the field.
Because they see you every day.
But if you were not on that tractor and were sneaking down along the fence line and they saw you, they threw up that tail and ran.
Mm-hmm.
Because they knew that was something different and suspicious and on foot.
Right.
You know what we learned to do on the farm?
What?
Keep the rifle scabbard on the fender of the tractor.
Why?
Because the deer don't run from the tractor just like they don't run from your car. They're used to seeing my uncle Farmer Don drive down across the field in the tractor all the time.
Right.
They got used to his goings and comings and his patterns, so they never ran from it. They would stand still and wait for you to go by.
Well, they must not be used to me in my backyard yet, because every time they see me, they are gone right away, gone.
Here's the other side of that. If a deer ran from you and every human it saw, they would starve to death here.
Okay.
Because they'd never be running.
All right. Well, I understand that. I understand all of that, and I don't disagree with any of that. But they still run nevertheless, they still run as soon as they see me. But maybe a lot of species run as soon as they see me. So why should deer be any different?
They still recognize bipeds as predators.
I think they do.
Even if the only predation you do is at the grocery store, we're still a predator.
Yeah, we are that. That's one thing we can always count on. Humans will predate.
truly a carnivore, Ken, but I've taken up far too many of my 3 minutes. I'll be quiet for the rest of the month. Thank you for your time. But
Thanks.
folks, I don't recommend you ask Ken too many outdoorsman type questions.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for that endorsement. I do appreciate it. And I was a Boy Scout once. I don't really have anything more to add to that. Phone line is open. There's the number up there that you can call. You can also email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. And then the emailer I was reading before, who's wondering why the Reidsville Parade never gets on the Star News streaming app. Martinsville, listen, the Reidsville Parade has not yet been seen on the Star News streaming app, and this emailer wants it there. Okay. And then the emailer says, how much snow up in Eden today? There was a lot of snow, at least here, a lot of snow, but not a lot of accumulation. I guess it was a temperature thing. Our temperatures didn't get to the sweet spot in time. So here in Leakesville, I'm talking about Leakesville, there was very, very little accumulation here. However, I'm about to open an email from Mr. Draper that I think is going to show me, good night. Seriously? Here's a picture that I taken in Mr. Draper's yard. It must be Mr. Draper's yard because there's his boat. And boy, oh boy, that is, let me estimate here. That's probably 4 inches. Certainly 3 inches, maybe a little more than 3, maybe 4 inches of snow on the ground and on the boat, and the trees are weighted down. The trees are sagging under the weight of the snow. That was taken today? Seriously? Because we don't have anything even vaguely resembling that here. So I am really surprised. Thanks for sending me that. So where Mr. Draper lives, I'm going to estimate, and I know I'll get it wrong, but that normally doesn't stop me. I'm going to estimate Mr. Draper's backyard is 6 miles. 6 miles? 6 miles maybe from where I am. And that is a boatload. That's literally a boatload of snow because it's all over his boat. So that is radically different from what we have here. Boy, you just never know. As I say, my yard's not even covered. Normally my driveway becomes impossible to use when it snows. But I was able to get up and down my driveway 2 or 3 times this afternoon with no trouble at all, because there wasn't even enough snow to make my driveway impassable. And it normally doesn't take much to make my driveway impassable. And I was in Greensboro this morning, had an appointment with a cardiologist in Greensboro this morning. Once you've been opened up a couple of times by cardiologists, they tend to want to see you on a regular basis. So I was in Greensboro for that this morning. It was snowing when I was in Greensboro, but I didn't see any accumulation at all there. Now, there may have been some later on, but I didn't see any when I was there. And just a little bit when I got up toward Reidsville, and then just a little bit here. Now, as far as Reidsville goes, it snowed for several more hours after I was in Reidsville. So you folks in Reidsville may have ended up with a lot more than what I saw. And obviously there are people in Eden who ended up with a lot more than what I saw. But Not here. I would not even be able to make I wouldn't even be able to make a snowman. If I wanted to go out there and make a snowman, which I don't really, but if I wanted to go out there and make a snowman, I wouldn't be able to. There's not enough snow on my yard to make a snowman. I could make maybe a snow mouse, maybe a life-size snow mouse, if I was inclined to do that, but not a snowman. Well, phone line is open. There's a phone number up there that you can call. You can also give us an email. Send us an email at keneckleslive@gmail.com. Here's an emailer here. Wait a minute. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
I want you to answer a question for me.
If I can.
Do you think our government ought to be trying to save money, or do you think our government ought to be looking for different ways that they can waste our money? What do you think?
Is this a trick question?
No, it is not a trick question. Answer the question.
I think they should be trying to save money.
Well, then maybe you can tell me why they had them trucks out on the road today putting down the salt or chemicals or whatever that stuff is they put down on the road to melt ice when there wasn't no ice on the road. Why did they have them trucks out there wasting that money?
Well, they have to anticipate the risk. You see, there certainly was a risk that the roads could have iced over. They can't wait until it's already dangerous. They have to get ahead of it.
Well, how is it going to ice the road? It was 37 degrees while them trucks were out there.
Well,
37 degrees. Do you know what temperature of water freezes?
32?
32 degrees.
Good.
It don't freeze at 37 degrees.
No, it doesn't.
And they've got them trucks out there running up and down the road, paying the truck drivers. Who knows what they're paying them? And it's all taxpayers' money. Don't you know that?
Well, yes, ma'am. I realize that it's taxpayers' money. But again, they can't wait until the road is dangerous and people are having accidents. They have to move quickly.
Well, it's none of it. It don't make no sense. There's not going to be no ice on the road. There's not no ice on the road now.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And it was snowing a little bit, but it was too hot for it to melt. It was too hot for it to freeze on the road. It ain't nothing but a waste of money.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
One way to look at it? Well, how else would you look at it? I know you didn't have good sense when you was a teenager, but it seems to me like you would have got some sense by now.
Well, ma'am, we can only hope that particular miracle will yet occur. But as far as the roads, you know, when there's a threat of ice on the roads, they have to get the trucks out and they need to get the salt or whatever down ahead. Because if they wait until there's ice caked on the road, then it's going to be far less effective. So in a situation like today, they're going to go out there early before you actually see the problem. How much snow did you get? All right, I think maybe the conversation is over. So thanks a lot for calling, and certainly we're all concerned when it comes to the issue of government efficiency and not wasting money. But I think maybe we have to give them a little bit of a break on this one. Thanks a lot. There's the phone number that you can call. It's right up there on the screen, and the email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. Emailer says, Ken, I live between Reidsville and Wentworth, and I've measured, and I've got 4¼ inches. Wow, 4¼ inches of snow on my backyard. And that looks like that's kind of what Mr. Draper had from the looks of that picture. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken. How are you this evening?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Just fine. Just great. Just great. It's glad to see you. I hope the snow is gone. Yeah.
Well, it's still. I've got a little still out there, but I never had very much.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, did you drive that S10 to Greensboro?
No, I didn't. No, I would have. It's not that I don't trust it to Greensboro, but the outside mirrors have fallen off of it, and I don't like to drive on 29 without those outside rear view mirrors, because it's when you're out there changing lanes without those mirrors, that can be a little bit risky. So I got to get some mirrors on there before I drive it on 29 again.
That's good thinking, Ken. I was on my way from church coming by Bojangles on 29, coming from Chatham Sunday, and I was coming up beside this big, I think it was a Dodge Ram. I mean, it was one of the big ones. Mm-hmm. And his mirror was broke off there. He didn't have no mirror there. You know, them big truck got them mirrors to stick way out.
Yeah.
And and I was coming up beside him, like glancing in my corner of my eye. I said, he coming over. He don't see me. And sure enough, by the time I passed him, he snatched his truck and went back over from me. And then as soon as I passed, he came over behind me. And I said, he was trying to come over on top of me. Yeah, he didn't see.
It's not safe. Not safe out there without those outside mirrors. It's really not.
It is not. It is not. But again, I call you on this right here too. But I heard on the news today that Donald Trump was going to give the farmers, $12 billion release on their soybean.
Yeah,
but it was supposed to have been 40 billion, right?
I've heard different numbers. I don't know if they've settled on one. Sometimes I hear 12 billion, sometimes I hear 20 billion. So I don't know what it's going to turn out to be.
Yeah, and I heard that's taxpayers' money. That's what I heard.
Well, it is, government money, taxpayers' money, certainly.
Okay. So now he's saying that he was going to release the video on the bombing of those boats. And that's what he said Friday, I think it was. And then they said today, did I say that? I didn't say that. And he called the girl on ABC News to talk like she was, he talked nasty to her, put it that way.
And I didn't see that.
Yeah, he sure did. I mean, he's really getting really unpopular with the news reporters, the way he's talking. He's only talking like that, though, to the women. He don't say that, talk like that to the men folks. But
I think that I think it depends on what organization the reporters represent. I don't think he's ever been a big favorite of some of the reporters. Depends on who they report for.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I know one thing. He said, well, she asked him, was he going to release the video of the men on the boat when they was on the side of that boat when they bombed it the second time, and he said whatever he had said, he go along with whatever he said. That's what he said. And but then either way it go though, it ain't gonna be nothing but a slap on the wrist. The way I understand, the way I see it, he just gonna pass a slap him on the wrist and tell him not to do it again. But then again, Pete Hegseth trying to put it on the general, the man over. Well, yeah,
general.
He's trying to put it. Yeah.
They are kind of passing it around.
They passing the buck in the world. I mean, seems to, I don't, if you got a position, okay, so I made a mistake. I did. I told him to do it. I mean, be a man. I mean, this man is in service here. Be a man and man up to your word. I mean, you said you did it. Talking about he walk out the room. Who's gonna walk out the room and you sitting there doing something like that? He said, yeah, this is a real busy place. I can't sit in one place for an hour or two or whatever, but you bombed this boat right here, but you had time enough to walk out the room while they were still bombing and told him, say, well, I didn't tell him to do it anyway. But anyway, Ken,
I don't know.
know it.
I haven't. It's been a long time since I understood Washington D.C., and I'm certainly not into understanding it any better these days.
No, that's true. And Ken, I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm just saying. And he's gonna sit here and give amnesty to these drug dealers, drug warriors. Yeah. And then there's one of them that turned against him and went Democrat. One of them, yeah, and he's upset about that since he got him out of jail. And then this man went against him and turned Democrat on him, and he's upset about that. So, anyway,
I don't know what to say. I mean, we're seeing the pardon powers being used in a way now that I've never seen it used before. And it's just, it's beyond me, really. I'm not smart enough to understand it.
Even the Supreme Court right there is going along with giving him more power, and he's just abusing the power that he's given. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. And we still got 3 more years of this to go. But then I don't understand why the Supreme Court keep giving them more power like they give it. But like you said, that's
well, the case in the court now is whether or not the president has a right to fire an Federal Trade Commission commissioner. And there's a Supreme Court precedent from 1935 that says the president can only fire one of those folks for incompetence or malfeasance or obvious dereliction of duty or something like that. The case now will either uphold that precedent or it'll overturn it so that he can fire the FTC commissioner. And it won't be just this. Whatever the decision is, it's going to reach beyond the Federal Trade Commission because there's a whole list of those so-called independent agencies. And we don't even know if a ruling that they make might or might not apply to the other agencies in addition to the FTC. So all this is new ground for at least as far as anybody who's alive now. We haven't seen this question decided before, so it's going to have quite a few implications depending on how they decide.
Yeah, that's true, Ken. It's still beyond me as to why they would want to give. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Why would they want to give such a person that much power, authority to do that? I mean, it's beyond me, Ken. But anyway, Ken.
Well, I appreciate your call.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you taking my call, and you have a blessed evening.
Thanks for calling. The questioning in the Supreme Court, of course, you don't know, no way of knowing how they will decide, but it appeared from the questions and answers that the majority in the Supreme Court seems to be inclined to come down on the side of the president on this question. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Ken. Very quickly on the same subject. Weekend, the president pardoned this guy, Garnett Smith, and this guy was one of the largest drug lords in Baltimore from prison. And the strange thing about that case was his administration that has spent time, effort, and everything to get this guy out of the drug business. And they have bragged about it recently the president this weekend messed around before the guy could get used to prison life. They messed around and he pardoned the guy.
Yeah.
And so, I can't understand one thing, but the thing about it makes me feel like the White House is up for hire, because people that have money accumulated a great deal of money, they get these pardons out of prison. And we're talking about drug people that have infiltrated our country with drugs and killing people. If you say that you're against this policy, if you want to build a wall, keep it from coming in, if you want to shoot down fishing boats from Honduras, if you're against this, why are you letting the largest drug dealers incarcerated back out on the street? Now, that guy he pardoned from Honduras, it was said that he had brought in 400 tons of cocaine to the streets of the United States. And this guy was pardoned. So, only explanation I can see that if you have the right amount of money, you can get a pardon. Now, we saw where these companies and universities was was on the shakedown because he threatened them if they didn't pay or do what such and such a thing, like the university or Harvard, and then Disney World. Some of these companies and all had to pay millions and millions of dollars to the government. And so it looks bad, and it makes it look like the White House is on the take.
Well, as far as pardoning drug traffickers, I don't understand. I mean, I'm just perfectly honest. I don't understand it. I can't explain it. I cannot account for it. These are people who have been prosecuted, have been tried. They've had public trials. Witnesses have been called and testified. Juries have heard the testimony and looked at the evidence, and juries have unanimously voted them guilty, and they've been sentenced and put in prison. I don't know why these people are being pardoned, so I cannot account for it. I don't know.
Yeah, and at a time when you're trying to justify shooting, these fishing boats and everything, which you're not gathering evidence, providing evidence to the country so that they can further understand why you shooting down these boats and all coming like that, and you're not capturing any witnesses or nothing like that to help you justify that. But at the same time, you doing that, I mean, the timing looks so bad when you gonna pardon the people that bringing in the most drugs, unless he's eliminating the competition.
I would have to say about the boats, I can see legal arguments on both sides of the boat question. Obviously there are questions about the boats. There are also legal answers based on international law and other things about the boats. So I can at least see uncertainty. I can see room for argument and uncertainty on both sides as far as the boats go. But on pardoning the drug traffickers, I cannot see two sides to that.
Right. Well, I know it's getting close, and I enjoy your show, and thanks for taking my call.
Well, thanks for calling. Almost made it another hour, but not quite. Phone line is open. There's a number up there that you can call. You can also email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. Phone call or an email, whichever works best for you. Ken, whatever happened to that thing in outer space that they thought was an alien ship? Did it go away? Well, emailer, you're talking about 31 Atlas, the thing from another galaxy. Well, no, it's not gone away yet. It's still out there making its way across our solar system. But it has not landed. It has not disgorged any sort of alien invasion fleet, hasn't done anything like that, but it's still out there. So stay tuned. They're watching it. And if you pay any attention at all to Facebook and YouTube, which unfortunately many people do, you will see any number of reports about the sinister nature of 31 Atlas. And you'll see reams and reams of assertion and what they call proof that it is, in fact, a man-made or alien-made or thing-made object. But, people say whatever they want to say on Facebook and YouTube. It's not something that personally I'm too much worried about. So it's still out there making its way past Jupiter, and it's going to go behind the sun. And then unless there's somebody on board who turns the steering wheel, then it will continue on in a straight line out of our solar system. But it's still out there. And then the second question in this email is also, what about those drones in New Jersey? What happened to them? Well, they're still there too. People just got tired of talking about them. And that's all the talking we will do on Star Talk tonight. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles.